Good morning and happy Thursday. I praise the Lord for another night that He has given, that we can actually rest and come into His presence this morning. So, our next subtitle is called Full Submission. And question 5a: how can we be encouraged by the example of the early Christians in Macedonia? From 2 Corinthians 8:1-5. And it says, "Moreover, brethren, we do you to wit of the grace of God bestowed on the churches of Macedonia, how that in a great trial of affliction the abundance of their joy and their deep poverty abounded unto the riches of their liberality. For to their power I bear record, and beyond their power they were willing of themselves, praying us with much entreaty that we would receive the gift and take upon us the fellowship of the ministering to the saints. And this they did not as we hoped, but first gave their own selves to the Lord and unto us by the will of God." Nearly all the Macedonian believers were poor in the world's goods, but their hearts were overflowing with the love for God and His truth, and they gladly gave up for the support of the gospel. When general collections were taken up in the Gentile churches for the relief of the Jewish believers, the liberality of the converts in Macedonia was held up as an example to the other churches. So this is something that is beautiful. Even though they were not wealthy, they gave all they had, and they were blessed. And it's recorded in the sacred book that they gave with all their heart. So when we give with all our heart, God blesses abundantly. Question B: how does Christ summarize our duty as believers? Mark 12:29-31. And Jesus answered him, "First of all the commandments is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord your God is one Lord. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, with all thy strength." This is the first commandment. And the second is like, namely, this: thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these. So the Lord is telling us that we should love the Lord with all our hearts, mind, and soul, and we should love our neighbor as ourselves. What happens as we put this principle into daily practice? Matthew 7:24-25. "Therefore whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. And the rains descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock." So what does it say? The house that was built on a rock, it stood firm. So the note under B says, the whole being is to be consecrated to the service of the Master. No one can be truly united with Christ, practicing His lessons, submitting to His yoke of restraint without realizing that which he can never express in words. New, rich thoughts come to him. Light is given to the intellect, determination to the will, sensitivity to the conscience, purity to the imagination. The heart becomes more tender, the thoughts more spiritual, the service more Christlike. In the life there is seen that which no words can express: true, faithful, loving devotion of heart, mind, soul, and strength to the work of the Master. So when we connect with Jesus daily, we become like Him. What did they say about the disciples after 3.5 years of being with Jesus? That they spoke like Him, that they acted like Him, and we need to be able to have that full submission, to be able to ask the Lord, give me your wisdom, that I may be able to be an example, be a blessing. And when we seek His kingdom first, He will definitely. My mom has a saying: God is not a debtor to anyone, because God will repay, and He will repay abundantly. So may we have this love of Jesus and the love for our neighbors as ourselves. When how do we love ourselves? We clothe ourselves, we feed ourselves, we take care of our health and everything, that we need. So we should be able to do the same thing for the people around us, and the Lord will bless. So I wish you a blessed day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.